All right, let's do this. So let's start with the...
Is there a winner on these tests or no? Like, is there a right and wrong?
Tell me who's the narcissist.
Like, is there like someone that's coming out better than the other person with these tests, or it's just like not a comparison?
Wait, what are you asking? Is one of us more narcissistic than the other?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, it's a very good question.
Thank you.
Well, I wasn't sure quite what you're asking.
I love being at doctor
I thought you was be like, I score.
No.
And make -1.
Stop.
I didn't know what
So
you
just
meant.
to put your scores in context, the national average out of 40 is about a 15.
Oh.
So let me just kind of tell you what each of your scores are, and then we can break them down into categories.
And we want to score high, closest to 40, or we want to score low?
I think high is bad.
Depends on your perspective, I guess.
High is bad?
I think high is more narcissistic, right?
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So the closer to 40, the more narcissistic. So
got it.
Let's start with Ethan. Ethan actually scored. You want to take a guess, Ethan, as to what you scored?
Is this part of the test?
No, they're just out of 40.
Let me ask you this: what's the highest you've ever seen? Have you ever seen a perfect 40?
No, but we have seen a 34.
Ooh.
Oh, so 34 is like, wow, this guy. And what do you do with the 34? You just put them away?
That's a famous score, guys.
Yeah, it's a famous person who actually got that score.
Who? Can you say it?
He's afraid to say it because it's been an issue up until this day.
Should I say it?
Wait, is it Robin Quivers?
Yes.
Wait,
I knew it! I can't believe Robin Quivers.
That's iconic.
She's the Howard Stern.
I know Robin Quivers.
But I remember seeing you guys do that test and you saying that she has the highest score ever.
Oh.
And I didn't know if that was shtick or not.
That's iconic.
No, really didn't happen. And the big mistake we made, and I've apologized to Robin a million times, and she's not accepted my apology.
Well, she is a narcissist.
Which Howard loves ribbing her about to this day. Is that because it happened on the air publicly, we assumed there would be no issues when we wrote our book. We wrote a book about it. We went and studied hundreds of celebrities. And so we just in the book, here was our highest score, here was our lowest score. She took great issue to that, saying we should have given her permission.
Oh, really?
That's what really caused the problem. And she's right. It didn't occur to us because it happened publicly, but you're right. I felt really bad about that. And so I'm still trying to make amends to her.
I would be honored if I was in your book. You could write about me anytime.
So I think Trisha's looking to get the highest scores. If she knew, she would have answered all the questions differently. Okay.
This may generate another book.
Okay. On a narcissistic scale, you say the average is what?
15. Average is 15. The highest possible score is 40. God. So, Ethan, what do you think you got?
Maybe a 15. Maybe.
I say 8.
Maybe average.
8 for Ethan.
Okay, well, Ethan actually got a 7.
Oh, that's nice. I think.
I know he's very self-deprecating and has a low self-esteem. And so overall, I knew you wouldn't be narcissistic.
Low self-esteem.
Well, yeah, I think we have issues. With I do too. We have similar self-esteem issues.
Okay, let me ask you this as Trisha insults me. Does a low narcissism score doesn't mean that you don't have confidence as a human being, does it?
No. Well, no, remember now, in a moment, we're going to get to the specific categories in which those 7 numbers fall.
Okay, good.
Go back to that.
So that means that so I got a very good score. I think I'm a good human being now.
It's not about
No, yes it is. Yes it is.
You can be a narcissist and be a good human being.
No,
yes you
not
can.
most of the time. I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you. I'm kidding.
I want to be really careful about
I'm kidding. She knows I'm kidding.
Is 100% correct. We'll come in with
I'm kidding.
I love the Dr. Drew episodes.
But
another scale that Nathan will no doubt score off.
There's a score. There's a scale somewhere I'm fucked up on. But let me say this. What does it mean? I feel like I'm kind of surprised and I'm kind of happy that my narcissism scale is low.
And by the way, let me also say that if your narcissism score is too low, also associated with sort of not initiating and not being creative and not coming to your own defense and things you need to be.
So you're a bitch. You're calling me a bitch, Dr. Joe. Great.
Well, I'm wondering, it makes me wonder, you react so quickly and strongly, and it's just my observation to some of the stuff Trisha says. I wonder if this figures into that in some way.
Oh,
I think so.
She called me a cuck when she stormed out.
Your cockholded?
She said your wife is a C word. And she said, and you're a cuck. So maybe I am a cuck.
A cuck is someone who likes to watch his wife have sex with other men.
There you go. Low.
Thank you, Trisha.
Which, by the way, that's not something I'm interested in, despite
I do think he likes to flex his power over me sometimes because he might feel powerless in other aspects of your life.
Who's a 7 on the narcissism scale?
Exactly. So you want to flex the power over me because you don't have power in other aspects of your life.
A 7 on the narcissism scale wouldn't do that.
You see a weak and you see someone that's hated on the internet and you assert your power over me, but that's
whatever. 7. What's yours? 10 billion? Next.
Listen to Dr. Young. Here we go.
So, Trisha, let's do the same with you.
Okay.
Out of national average 15, highest possible is 40. Where do you think you stand?
I would like to say I'm right in the middle at like 20 because I don't think I should lead the world, but I do like to look at myself naked. So I would say I'm a nice 20.
Let me guess before you say. So Robin Quivers comes in at 35, you said?
34.
See, it's interesting that the top uppermost scale isn't really reached.
40.
Yeah, 40. That's like you'd have to be like so you think you're a 20, average is 15. I think you're higher than 20. I think you're probably a 25.
Wow.
Well, no, don't say wow. I mean, there's no wow in any of these.
That's high.
Don't sugarcoat it, Dr. Drew.
No, we know that you're going to score very high on Vanity and Exhibitionism.
Right.
You know that.
Yep.
Right? And that tilts your scale way over right away. So go ahead.
All right. So the big reveal is that Trisha has scored a 30 out of 40.
Holy shit.
Oh, I missed it by 5 points.
Whoa,
yes,
you're way up
Shit,
there.
I could have been. I mean, if I'm going to be up there, I might as well be over Robin. Like, I don't want to be
Can she take
place.
it again? I know. Can she take it again? She wants that 35.
Shit.
So wait, what percentage of people score that high? 35.
Well, a 30, actually a 34 is what they call 3 standard deviations above the average, which means that you're higher than 99% of the population.
Wow.
Holy shit.
I'm in the top 1%.
Well, that's a 30. A 30 is probably around 97, 98%.
No, I thought it would have been like 80% or something.
But she's 35, though, you said.
No, I'm 30.
30.
I wanted to be 30.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. 30. So.
Wow.
Yeah, let's break them down so you can see what's going on.
So let's go back to Ethan for a moment. So
Ethan the cuck. Go ahead. I was feeling pretty happy, and then Drew made me feel bad when he said that I'm like fucking basically called me a beta.
Well, look, remember the 7 categories here. You have points in 3 of those categories. Authority, you get a 3 out of 8. Self-sufficiency, a 2 out of 6.
Mm-hmm.
And entitlement, a 2 out of 6.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, the authority and self-sufficiency factors are considered the healthier types of narcissism, right? So you have 5 of your 7 points are in those healthier categories.
Thank you. Dr. Young is my man. Dr. Drew sucks. I'm just kidding. Thank you, guys. I'm just trying to be entertaining here, but I do appreciate that, and I am not a cuck.
Interestingly, though, you have 2 out of 6 on entitlement.
Oh.
Okay? And nothing else in any other categories.
So when you say 2 out of 6, there were 6 questions regarding entitlement. I scored on 2 of them. So can you?
No wonder he likes seeing his wife has sex with somebody else.
Stop it.
I love Dr. Joe.
Yeah, Dr. Joe. Wait, can you do those again? Because I didn't quite understand. Read it again from the top.
Okay, so you've got 3 out of 8 on authority.
Okay.
2 out of 6 on self-sufficiency.
Okay.
2 out of 6 on entitlement.
Okay, I see.
I have to say that these are low scores across the board, really. It's just interesting to us that the categories that you fell into, authority and self-sufficiency in particular, are what we consider the more positive aspects of narcissism.
I think that what we can really draw from this is that as far as narcissism scores go, this is probably one of the best and healthiest scores you guys have ever seen.
I wouldn't go that far.
Not prepared to say that.
They said too low is bad too.
Yeah, but they said
That's
I hit.
right.
Okay, whatever. Thank you guys. Oh,
I love Dr. Drew. Maybe if you fire me from the podcast, maybe me and Dr. Drew can have another podcast. He has like 8 of them, so I feel like I could join one with him if you let me go.
Is that true, Dr. Drew? How many podcasts do you have? Let's do a plug. Plug your podcast. You deserve.
Speaking of Machiavellianism, she's uncovered my evil plan.
Yeah. Dr. Drew understands me. See, I just want someone to understand me, and this is why it's so nice.
Do you know how boring that show will be? It's just you at therapy.
No, we did a podcast together. It was very entertaining. Me, Adam, Dr. Drew.
How boring would it be, Dr. Drew? Go ahead.
It would be because I actually do very well with people with Trisha's profiles. I've actually sort of treated a lot.
Oh, so you are so you are receptive.
Yes.
But it would be boring because it would just be me sort of holding things together. And that boring.
That's what I need. Then I can be, because I felt vulnerable.
Yeah, but Dr. Drew, as a you said you have an issue with codependency. So
and that's where that comes in, right? So I would be unable to put the show ahead of Trisha's needs, right?
We have problems.
I need that though. No,
well,
I wish you would put the show.
Do me a favor.
Ahead of the show.
Do me a favor and go make a show with Dr. Drew.
I just appreciate someone putting my needs before a show.
Can I do want to continue on.
Yes.
But by the end of this, I do want to complain to you, Dr. Drew, and maybe you can set her straight about this issue that keeps coming up about money. She's always complaining about money.
Okay, I'm not complaining about it.
No, because I don't want to hear about it anymore.
I'm not complaining about it.
We'll talk about it after.
I make a point.
This.
Okay.
So let's continue. Sorry for the side note.
Trisha, let's break down your 30 points.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, the national average is 15.
Thank
Just
you.
to remind you.
Thank you.
You got 6 out of 8 on authority. 5 out of 6 on self-sufficiency.
What was it?
Self-sufficiency.
Was what number?
5 out of 6.
5 out of 6.
I'll take it.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm very self-sufficient.
Yeah, that one's good.
Yes.
And then 3 out of 6 on entitlement.
Yeah.
6 out of 7 on exhibitionism.
That makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
She works in porn, so
I'm top 1% on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Okay, then 3 out of 3 on vanity.
Whoa! Wait, stop! A perfect score on Vanity, which makes sense because Trisha to this day still thinks that me, a happily married man, wants to fuck her. She's obsessed with that.
Yeah, that is a condition I have where I think literally everybody wants to have sex.
Just remember, next time you think that I want to fuck you, you have a 3 or 3 on Vanity.
I think I have sexual tension with everyone. It is a problem. I'm pretty sure not everybody wants to have sex with me, but I still think that in my head.
I'd love to see the questions. Can you read the Vanity questions that she marked yes to? Is that possible?
You'd have to give me a moment. I'd have to go back through everything.
Because I would love to read what you said yes to, because they were really extreme.
I do think very highly of myself for some reason. I mean, I hate my weight, but I think I'm very beautiful.
On a scale of 1 to 10, like 10 being most beautiful woman in the world, what would you give yourself? It's
so hard to say because I consider myself a complete package. So to look at me, I don't think I'm a 10, but the complete package is most definitely a 10.
Yeah, 3 out of 3 for sure, dude. It's awesome. I love it.
You're talking to a 0 out of 3 across from you.
Did I really have a 0-3 on Vanity?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. See, that's what I said.
I could take at least 1 out of 3. You know what I mean?
I told you had like low self-esteem. I know you do. I know you have this like complex because you were skinny at one point, and so you have a complex. We relate to it. I'm not trying to expose you, but you know what I mean.
I do feel, yeah, but
less than because of your weight. I sometimes do.
I feel like I have confidence, but maybe just not physical confidence. Like I don't think that I'm like as a person I have confidence, but I also think I'm a disgusting fat fuck.
I know.
Likely have confidence to see your wife with somebody else. No big deal.
Oh, come on.
That's our podcast. Ethan's a cunt.
This fucking guy.
Oh, God, I love him.
So, yeah. Actually, Ethan, I did find the questions.
Yes, please. Let's hear the vanity questions.
Here are the vanity questions. Remember, these are 2 questions. You have to choose A or B. And so one question says, I don't particularly like to show off my body. And the second choice is, I like to show off my body.
So I said, I don't like showing off my body. And you said, I do.
Of course.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I always want to show you like my squirting and stuff. I'm like, here, look, but like this won't let me.
But that makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally is. That one's okay. So what's next?
And the next one is, my body is nothing special, or I like to look at my body.
So for me, obviously, my body's nothing special, and you like to look at your
I
body.
love my body. I had lipo. I had a butt transfer.
You like looking at your body?
I do think my body is very attractive.
Really? Because because I don't like looking, because I'm out of shape. It's bad.
I have a lot of good jiggle. Like I have a slow motion of my ass jiggling. I have a lot of nice.
I mean, it's nice
body.
that you're confident about your body.
A lot of people like to look at my body.
That's
I make
true.
$1 million a month and have people look at my body.
That's true. So you have no reason not to.
Well, the last question is, I like to look at myself in the mirror, or I'm not particularly interested in looking at myself in the mirror.
You said no, you're not interested?
No, I'm not particularly interested.
Really?
So wait, but like, see, that's
shocking,
it.
Trisha. Shocking.
Wait, hold on.
I can't stop staring at myself in these monitors. I look at myself the entire episode.
Do you
can't
really?
Yeah,
I barely even notice it. But like, see, I feel like my answers, it's like I'm not particularly interested in looking at myself in the mirror. That seems to me like a pretty like healthy attitude. No, I guess. Well,
I don't think about these questions as
yeah. Come on, you've been calling me a cuck all episode. Now you're playing it all diplomatic.
These are forced answers that have predictive value. You got to think about it then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Drew. No.
Okay, interesting. Let's continue. I mean, I find I'm absolutely fascinated by all this.
Me too. I never even thought of Vanity as being narcissist. I guess that is. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. I guess
I would imagine it'd be yeah. Okay, interesting.
I knew that. Yeah.
3 out of 3.
I'll take it.
That's 5 of the. We were going through Trisha's categories. Yeah.
The last one is exploitativeness.
Uh-oh.
And Trisha, you got a 2 out of 5 on that.
That's good.
What's exploitativeness?
That's like taking advantage of
taking advantage.
Oh, yeah. No.
What were the
what were my 2?
Yeah, tell me the 2 that she answered.
Jeez.
On exploitativeness?
Yeah. I love see that's the interesting
I probably take advantage of you, like to be on this podcast.
Think of your history. You manipulate a little bit. And that also you should show up on the Machiavelli scale a little bit too then.
For sure. I've been called a manipulative person multiple times.
Right.
So.
Right. And I'm not sure you are aware of it when you're doing it.
I definitely,
I bet you feel bad about it when it's called into consciousness, but it's some defensive strategy you have.
Yeah, I don't ever know when I'm doing it. I will still to this day, like, I'm not manipulative, but people keep saying it. So I'm like, maybe I am, but I honestly don't intentionally try to be. I try and be as authentic as I can so people don't think that about me. But
well, authenticity is not manipulative. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can be authentic and be manipulative.
Well, people think I manipulate the audience by talking about borderline in general, because this is a recent diagnosis as of last year and going into therapy. And everyone's like, wow, she's manipulating the audience by saying she has borderline personality disorder. I'm like, well, I don't know. You guys call me crazy. And then I say I have a disorder. And then they're like, oh, she's manipulating. And I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know where the confusion lies.
I don't think that's manipulative, but I think what they're doing, people, I see this all the time with drug addicts too, which is people don't like them to have, I don't know how to say this, to have an out. You know what I mean? When you say you've got a brain disorder, then people have to be sympathetic to you.
Right.
And when they're angry with you for some behavior, they don't like being sympathetic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's it. Because they called me crazy for so many years, never got diagnosed until I was 31. And then they're just like, wow, now she's being manipulative. We should all just walk around eggshells around Trish. I'm like, well,
it's hard when people don't know you in real life and they just see you online. And it's like this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
that's
hard.
where I'm trying to be authentic so people can kind of see more of me, but it's hard.
So guys, I found the 2 questions for Trisha on exploitativeness. Option 1 is I can read people like a book, or people are sometimes hard to understand.
Oh, I feel like I can read people very well.
Like a book?
I mean,
that's the thing. Some of those questions, because for me, I'm like, I feel like sometimes I can get a read on people, but to
like a book.
To make a statement like I can read you like a book is like, no, I can't read people like a book.
No, but I think I can read people. Yeah.
That is part of borderline.
Right.
Because with borderline, they have antennas up to people's emotional states, both because they've been traumatized and they're always ready to sort of react to that. But some of the borderline process, did we talk about this last time? Did we talk about projective identification last time?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay. So what happens, and this is what you guys were getting into in your last meltdown, which is that when borderlines experience feelings that are awful, they kind of disavow them and put them in the other person and make you feel awful. They literally able to sort of inject feelings into you. Think about what babies do when they want to get fed. They make all kinds of noise that makes you feel a certain way, that makes you come to go take care of them. People with borderline disorders use that same mechanism, and it can be crazy making in the person nearby because you don't know why you're feeling all the things you're feeling. And borderlines are hyper acutely aware of what's going on in you.
Like a book. And then what was the other one?
Yeah.
All right. So the second question is, I will never be satisfied until I get all that I deserve, or I will take my satisfactions as they come.
Wait, what was the first? Say the first one more time.
I will never be satisfied.
I will never be satisfied until I get all that I deserve.
Oh my God.
That's
so
pretty wild, dude.
That's so intense. I don't remember checking that, but I guess between the two, yeah, I should get all I deserve in life.
So
I guess,
my thought process when I read that was like, well, I don't think people necessarily deserve. I don't think that I necessarily deserve. It's the way it's written. It's so sharp. It's like, yeah, it'd be nice to be satisfied with certain things, but I don't necessarily think that I deserve like everything I want. You know what I mean?
I think I deserve everything I want. I do, but I feel like everybody should think that. I think everyone should like think they deserve everything in this life.
To me, that seems like a really dark way to go about the world of like, I deserve. How can everybody possibly deserve everything they want?
Because we're all humans. We're all created from God. Like we all deserve like his blessings on earth. Like I believe that. And everyone should feel that way. We're antichrist.
I'd love to know how God scores on a narcissism scale. He would probably be a perfect scorer.
Maybe that's an interesting way to look at it.
All right. Well, this was great.